How's it going, everybody? I'm going to get started. My name's Matt Kanai. I'm the lead developer on Hanako, Honor, and Blade. I have chat up for all of the services. I'm currently streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, Steam. I can see all the chats at all times, so if you have any questions about the game, development, the industry, whatever, kind of an open book about things, so just ask away. Hope everybody's having a good night. I'm going to get started on some simple mini-map improvements. Let me show you what we're going to be working with at first. I wear a lot of hats on this project, so bubble tea helps night game development a lot. So, while I'm waiting for the objective to go active so I can show you what I'm talking about, this game is a class-based multiplayer game. There are 4 classes in the game right now. We've been in early access for a year or two, and we're kind of in the final stretch. So there we go. We have these ritual sites, and on the mini-map right now, you see it's just a purple dot right here. And that's not very useful information, so I'm going to... We have an icon for blessings and curses. These ritual sites are basically... they give a team buff or curse the enemy team. They're kind of a new thing we added in the last month or so. People like them a lot in playtests, so... especially the curses, because you can have no sprinting or no abilities for 30 seconds, and it's really good for clearing objectives. Or if you're in a kind of a stalemate, it helps turn the tide a little bit. So we're just helping the messaging there a little bit. There's a curse site with a very temporary statue that I textured in like 2 seconds. Available Yeti, how's it going? Welcome back. Wait for it. Or wait for it. Alright, for some reason our game has a weird thing where the first time I close play in an editor, it takes quite a while. So I'm going to go to the mini-map. There's blip objective. I think VIP, did I do VIP blip? Could have swore I changed that. Minimap. Alright, let me see here. Okay, I have an idea for this. Blip image objective. Okay. Oh, I already have this set up to change. In that case, that will make this way easier. So we're going to just do BP totem, which is the name of the ritual site, and I already did this pretty nicely. This is actually not too bad. Now what I need to do for this particular one, I do have an owning objective. And this is Blueprint in Unreal 4 if you've never seen it before. It's super great. Also, I'm wearing a very old cat shirt that says Unreal Engine 4 available meow. It's a really old shirt. It's held up surprisingly well for being like a 5-year-old piece of clothing. So the objective is a Hanako objective. That's the parent class. I need to cast a BP totem, which is a child, which has a custom property that I added. I'm actually going to move. This needs to be at the beginning, because I'm going to do two things with it. Oops. The first thing is the icon that gets selected I'm going to get is curse. And I'm going to use a select node, and what that does is you can use an integer, an enumerator, or a boolean to select different outputs depending on what the value is. So instead of me doing basically it's an alternate to a switch node. But if you don't want a switch node where you have the same logic repeating a bunch of times, really I could probably I could figure out a select here, but since this is already here, what I'm gonna do is pipe this into image, and it'll inherit and look for an image. So if it's a curse, I need the curse icon. And if it's a false, then it's a blessing, and I need the blessing icon. Simple as that. I'm also going to change the color of it based on so I'll do the same thing. Actually, let me reorganize this a little bit. I'll work clean since I'm on stream. Give me just a second. I'm going to restart my restream chat. All right, there we go. Just making sure that Nightbot's still working on Twitch. Yes, there we go. Actually, the game's on sale for 50% off right now. So if you want it, it's like $3.50, which is real cheap. So I'm gonna add some reroute nodes here. I'm really used to just typing RER to do this. Oops. I'm going to do another select node. And if it's false, it's going to be... I'll try this. I don't think a black icon is going to look very noticeable on the thing. Actually, I'm just going to make this a white icon for both. I'll leave that in case I want to add it back. Oops, I missed. Okay. Oh, it didn't have a default case. Interesting. All right, so let's see if this works now. Here's our 4 classes. You have Swordsman, Pikeman, Rogue, and Archer class. I usually play the Ninja when I'm testing stuff just because he's the fastest, so you can run around. It's a little quicker. Okay, so it doesn't show up on the mini-map until it's active. So, if at any point you guys have any questions, just ask away. Okay. Oh yeah, that icon looks very bad on the mini-map. I'm gonna let my UI guy. Okay, so the icons that works, they're a little big and they don't look super great. The curse one actually is passable for now, just for prototype's sake. They're a little big, so what I'm gonna do, I believe they were like 8x8 before. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller. Let's try 16x16, and then something I'm gonna do is I think I have a version of this icon. Where the heck? Where the heck is my thing? Oh, there we go. So I have a sheet of icons. And that's kind of weird. I'm gonna Photoshop this really quick. I want this first icon. That's pretty close. I need to expand about like 2 pixels. Yep, that looks good. Going to invert that. I actually do want the edge to be alpha. Just because it looked really bad up close. I'm gonna resize this to, I'll do 64. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Buff icons, PNG, icon blessing, small. Gonna navigate to that icon. And drink some tea. So Unreal 4 has different texture settings for different things. Normal map, masks, etc. It has its own for user interface and texture groups that decide how maps are. I'm just going to leave this. And back in this, I'm going to use blessing again and do blessing small. And let's try 16 by 16. So this is going to take a couple seconds. So if you guys have questions, throw them in there whenever, but also I'll let you know of some cues. Also, if this is the first time you've ever heard of this game, here's some basic details. I'll read it for those of you not on Twitch. Hanako Honor of Blades is a third-person online action game based in feudal Japan. We feature directionally driven combat, dynamic multi-map campaigns, and more. Hanako is a tribute to my late mother and also a lot of other past relatives of the dev team. Really, the whole game's story is an allegory, and a lot of the art is a metaphor, either honoring or telling some part of that struggle. So it's a really personal project for us. So that looks way better on the mini map, except for the black edges, which it's kind of weird. They got deleted here. Where's the one that says RGB? Does this need to be RGB? Maybe it does. There we go. Okay, so it does have to be RGB. And I think it was a little small. I'm going to try 24 by 24. Because they're objectives, but they're not the primary ones. So they should be a little bit smaller than primary objectives are. So let's try again. I think this will be the right move. So while I'm waiting for the objective to go live, basically our basic attack system is whatever direction you're moving when you click is where you attack. So you have multi-directional attacks, overhead, stabs, left to right, diagonals. You have two stances, so usually it's like a light, very quick stance, and then a very heavy, slower wind-up stance. You also have a skill tree that's you have actives that are similar to like your normal kit abilities in like a MOBA game. You have two movement upgrades, and you have two stat combo moves. So you can do that kind of stuff. The ninja also has a grappling passive. Every class basically has their own right click alternate attack mechanic. It's either like a block or a parry, or like a zoom in the ninja's case, a grapple. Yep. That icon works well. Really, what I should do is add a mini-map icon to this. So if we end up doing a custom icon per buff, I can just hook that up and it's good to go. be better architecture. I do think the new icon looks much better though. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. That's the right way to do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up these ritual site class. It's basically just a spherical volume, an icon, and a thing. I have this thing called buff icon, and I'm going to duplicate and call this minimap icon. There we go, I want the buff icon on top. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make this forced, so I don't have to hook up the same one. What I'm going to do is in here, since I do have access to what's in the totem class, I'm just going to get minimap icon. And I'm going to do an is valid check. Or let's see, equal object. So I'm going to do a double select here actually. So let me move this stuff. So basically if it's null, then I want to use the defaults. If it's valid, then I just want to use it. So this checks to make sure it has a reference. If it doesn't have a reference, then it uses the default. So now I can override per totem or per ritual site what minimap icon. If there's not a minimap icon, use the default. That's already like built into the little minimap blip. So make sure that still works, and then moving on. Alright, looks like that worked fine. This one should be popping up right now. All right, that works. All right, done. Ship it. All right, let me look at my stickies and see what's next. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna do some substance painter. All right, so that's submitted. All right, so here's what I'm going to work on now. This has been an art direction thing that the team and I have discussed for quite a while, and it's as simple as this character, really all the characters. It's really, they have a color scheme change. They have different colored armor, but their face is kind of the same. And the Yamai clan represents cancer and disease in our game. They look a little too normal, so I'm gonna make them look a little sickly and kind of spooky, different skin tone. Maybe put some additional scarring and maybe kind of like ink running down their eyes, like something like that. I'm gonna experiment in substance and kind of see what ends up looking okay, and do something similar to each class. So I'm just gonna actually set up a little scene right here so I can import the textures into the engine and just see how they're looking once I get the classes. So the ninja, do you even see a face on him at all? You do. Oh yeah, so right now there's actually no difference between the face between the two. So I'm gonna have to change that. That reminds me. Okay, so I already do have head separate, it's just using the same one. Okay, so that is going to be a change for him. And I'm gonna also do some stuff with the characters later too. Is that I've been working on adding the helmet category to the game, so I need to go through the other classes and remove their existing head coverings, and turn that into the default item for the character. So that's gonna be a little bit of experimentation. Oh yeah, so he did get a scar, but he didn't get a... Oh, autosave. Alright, so... Let's see. Let's start with the Ite. Go ahead and get Substance Painter open. Let's see what I have here. C.spp. I'm seeing if I already have a project that has the character in it. If not, it's not a big deal. Oh, I do have one. iteyamai.spp. Perfect. Let's open that. Ew. I did not realize that it was made in an old version. Well, it has the model, and that's really all I need. So let me take a look at the character. It's really just his head. His body does not have any skin exposed. So I can focus in on this. Okay, so I do have the maps in here. That's not a big deal then. That at least gives me a starting point. I'll do ID map. Oh, for this I'll do a fill layer. Base color should be this. Let me see, do I have the pack? Let me see here. Textures. I do need the mask actually. Okay. Resources. So under metallic, fill layer. Actually, I'm dumb. Should be able to just do it here. Metal roughness. Can't remember what I need to do to like pick a channel from this. So if I go to roughness, affected channel, I want roughness. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I don't remember how to pick just like one channel of this. Totally brain farting on this real quick. Well, to the Google. Oh, there we go. So for this is metallic. I think I do R green. Oh, under base color, it shouldn't be any of it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this as 3 different things. So this is gonna be base, do a fill layer that's metallic. Metallic, and I need to add a generator, grayscale, and it needs to be green channel. Doesn't do anything to. There we go. And then I can duplicate this. Now I just need roughness. Which is the red channel. I'm gonna save this. Save as. The base folder, and now I need I'm going to see I have a feverish skin. I'm going to play around with that a little bit and see what I can get. Let me do a fill layer. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Hey, what's going on? No, there's about 6 of us that work on the game right now. But I am the lead developer. Usually, the environment art and like world building is my kind of my primary hands-on role. Though I serve as kind of creative director and art director. Um, but I bounce around and do a lot of stuff. A lot of the UI in the game, um, like menu blueprints and implementing wireframes, that kind of stuff. Right now I'm retexturing some characters. It just kind of depends. Like I was working on our mini map at the beginning of stream, and now I'm retexturing some characters. So our game has 2 teams. It's a multiplayer game, but one of the teams is kind of a metaphor for disease and sickness and death, and their skin looks pretty similar to the other team. So I'm trying to make them look kind of demonic and sick, not really demonic, but like kind of sickly and not as human looking. So let's try this is kind of how it looks right now. Actually, how does it look if I just... Okay, that just kind of like brings out detail more. It says preview textures. What is that? Like it says preview all over like your ground and stuff. You need to click this, or specifically build lighting. That's like the preview lighting. And if you don't have that compiled, then it'll put preview on everything. You can turn that off. There's a setting for it too. Like it's somewhere in here. Maybe it's in editor settings, but yeah, that's generally what causes that text. So this is a little extreme. I'm gonna see if I can like, I think something like that. And here I'm gonna do, they have these interactive brushes that are pretty cool. I'm gonna just play with these for a second and see what I get. That's not what I want. Let me try veins. No, those are two. That's kind of cool. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do with this. Just going to kind of like scatter these all over. These are going to end up being subtle when I'm done, but I want to at least get like something going here. If I leave them too pronounced, I'll end up looking like Post Malone. So what I need to do is put this in a group. There we go. Now they're masked to just the face. And we do something like that. just kind of subtle. I like to go through these. Substance has a lot of cool ones. Let me just see if any of them look. That's crazy looking. I kind of want them to look more like poisoned veins, So let's try. I'm going to do another layer. Call this one I run down. I'm going to try a few different things with this. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to do this as actually I'm going to do a fill layer. Gonna do add black mask, so then I can just like tweak the colors really fast. So I might want to try like blood and other stuff. For now, I'm just gonna leave it. Let's try just like ashy rundown first, and then I'll play around. So for the mask, let's try organic spread. I forgot to do that one. That one's crazy. Whoa, that's cool. That's kind of cool. Let's just do weeks. It's a little too big, too small. That's kind of cool. Still a little too big. Just gonna play around with this for a second. Okay, and then I just want like a normal brush. I'm gonna I actually want it like off the physical eyes. So let's try it as a blood. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Let's go back to the particle brush, and I need to do it from like his mouth too. Yeah, I actually like the thinner lines on that. I don't know, let's try both. You know, dry blow would be like something like this maybe. I do like the difference of light affecting it differently. You know, if it's like an ashen color, something like that, like that's kind of interesting. What do you think? What do you guys think looks the best on this? Just gonna thin this just a tiny bit. Something like that. So something that the game does do, which I'll explain why I don't quite want to do that. Let me show you. As a player takes damage in the game, we do an effect where damage and blood kind of accumulate on the body, and the clothing desaturates or the skin desaturates. So it's kind of like I try not to do too much blood from the beginning, just so players can tell what's happening. Because it's kind of like a gameplay feedback thing. These guys, this dude looks kind of terrifying now. Let's try it. Let's see what it looks like in game. And then I should be able to like bring some of these layers over to the other characters and do something similar. It's for consistency. So let's go ahead and export textures. I have an output thing for this already. Let's see, what did I call this? Oh, it's my head mask. And then, okay. I don't think the normal map is actually going to change at all. Don't need that. Material 126. Switch to my UE4 template, and that should work. I'm gonna open this folder and let's bring it back to Unreal. I'm just gonna drag and drop this straight in. And then I'm going to drop this into. Ooh, the mask changed it a lot. Masks. Why is it? Actually, I'm just going to do this and do my texture size should be 512. And then this is too small. Yep, that is what I'm looking for, I think. And then, just for contrast's sake, here's what the good guys one looks like. So there's kind of I wouldn't say it's a before and after, but it's somewhat close. Now let me see something. I'm gonna hop in as this character real quick and just see kind of I'm gonna run up on myself with the character and kind of see like what does it look like in motion, what does it look like in game, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, by the way, since this game is obviously in development, we do playtests every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's 2 a.m. UTC. Since we're based in Atlanta, Georgia, that's a good time for my team and I to meet, and we do a play test. Pretty much everything that we build on stream or otherwise gets tested on a weekly basis. So like the mini map changes, these color changes, and it's open to the public. We actually really encourage participation, because the more numbers we get, the faster and better feedback we get. We usually give a Google form to testers, so you guys can help kind of shape the game and make sure that our choices are effective. And the best way to do that is to join our Discord. That's where all of our patch notes go, basically seconds after they're written. All of our events, all of our updates, the dev team's generally available there. I'm in there. I check it pretty frequently. And it's where a lot of our community is, since we're growing our player base. If you're familiar with multiplayer game development, building a player base is the hardest part by far. When giant studios, even really for big studios, it's a challenge. You have to have a lot of resources to build a player base. So, you know, I stream and hope people like the game, and we kind of build up our community. One player at a time. The game, if you want it, it's on Steam. It's like $3.50 right now for like another week, I think. And sometimes I'll give away keys on playtest nights for people to come play. So keep an eye out for that if you don't have the funds to pick up the game for $3.50. Multiplayer game development is super difficult, beyond just player base building, but I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Ooh. That sounds like a good time to do an MMO. Really any like warring states period of any region. Alright, so let's do the next guy. Let's do the Kenshi next. His face is more prominent than even this dude. I don't remember if I have a... I don't have an existing project with textures in Substance. That shouldn't be a problem, really. Let me see something here. Yeah, there's a process that I do in Photoshop. We used to actually have like a post-processed like edge outline that would put like a black outline around everything in the game. It interfered with some gameplay stuff, so I ended up getting rid of it. But we try to have kind of a hybrid, semi-stylized art style in this game. I've been playing a ton of Ghost of Tsushima, which is really the samurai game I've been waiting for since I was a teenager, pretty much. And it's been a really inspiring game to look at some of the choices. What a masterpiece. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple things. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to just select all of these layers, and I just want to copy them. And I'm just going to open another thing of Substance so I can come back to this if I need to. I'm going to try to like kind of have these as templates that I can just drop in to the other characters, and I can basically just import, replace the mask, bam, done. And make it a little modular. So let's go ahead and do... I really liked that game. A lot of people ask me to play it, just to like, whenever a Melee game comes out, friends usually like, hey dude, you check out insert Melee game here. It's really cool. I think it's a great game. So it does accept FBX. Okay, that'll make this a lot easier then. So can she... let's go ahead and just do a default. I'm gonna add all the textures to it though. Archer by, it's a weird place for this. I think this is using really old ones. So the Yamai is using like, isn't even using, well, at least I have that. I'm gonna have to do some just Kangal textures. Kangal textures, okay. There, these are some, this character has some this is our oldest character in the game actually. Awesome, yeah. I appreciate that. There's usually on our Steam page, there'll be an event announcement that goes up. I usually post those tomorrow sometime. And then I usually tag everybody on Discord and let them know when it's starting. There's a pretty good group of regulars that have tested for a long time. 01 Yumai. These textures have got to be like 5+ years old. What's confusing about them though? Yeah, I can. I think I looked at what the I was looking at what the source path was. You see at the bottom source file. I was trying to make sure I imported the right ones. I could have swore I've done like something different to this, but it looks right. Yep. The helmet actually, I'm gonna fix. I think I'm just gonna fix this while I'm in here because there's a lot of. It doesn't actually use PBR the way that like the body's supposed to, and it looks stupid. So I'm gonna fix this helmet while I'm in here. No, I imported the one without the helmet. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna start this over then. I want in rig, I want default old, and then I want that. I'm going to use as a color mask. It's a really ancient texture. There we go. These are called really weird things. I didn't make the characters. So this character was made like 7 years ago by an artist, and then These two were made by a different character artist, and then this one was made by a different character artist. Because when you don't have a budget, you got to get help where you can get it. But they were all made in. This one was basically like a very simple low poly was made in Max and then taken into ZBrush, and most of it was sculpted in ZBrush and then retopoed and brought back into Maya for rigging and animation. This character was these two characters were a similar pipeline too. I think this character was started in ZBrush, a reverse pipeline, which a lot of character artists do a reverse pipeline since you have to retopo anyway. There's no real reason. The main reason to do a low poly first is you can give it to rigging to get like a proxy rig kind of going, and then but they're gonna have to reskin the new geometry anyway, so it depends really how much hard surface a character has, and there's a lot of considerations, but my anatomy's too weak to be a character artist. Like I can tweak textures and stuff forever and probably I could probably sculpt armor on like a already made human, no problem. Because like I'll probably end up making like helmets and masks and stuff like that. Because our item store I'm trying to expand. I'll be working on that on stream this week. I need to take the hat off of this character and the headband and top knot off this guy, the headband off this guy, and make those basically like the default item for the character. Alright, I'd already done that with this character. It's a lot of work actually. Okay, so I'm gonna just come down and fix this really quick. Did it even import my textures? It did. Oh, this is for a brush. Duh. Dumb. So there's not really proper roughness and metallic for this. So what I'm gonna do is I've done some PBR conversions for other stuff because our game started in UDK. It's gotta be done. The hard part was setting up the so I did a store that ties into Steam and a loadout system. Like this is the most difficult thing I've done because I'm not a programmer. It's all Blueprint, and I had it kind of like basically I had buttons turned off that, you know, I'll add helmets later, so the button's there, but it's just grayed out until I add the helmet section. But I had to go in and be like, you know, load the helmet from your save file, get the mesh references, and, you know, socket a helmet to your hat locator. So you can put sockets on bones and attach stuff. And yeah, that was pretty hard, but it worked. And it's set up very generic, where a helmet could be skeletal, it could be static, it can have an offset. It has a material override. Like you can do, I set up to do a lot of cool, flexible stuff. So I can handle normal and base color here. God, the roughness is just so bad. For ID map, I'm gonna actually use this. It's not really a true ID map. It's pretty tough. I mean, what's funny is I feel like I've learned in reverse because, you know, I've used Blueprint for you know 6 years now, or ever since UE4 came out, and I feel like I understand programming and code way better now. I almost like the default roughness just on this dude. It kind of gives him like a clay feel. It's kind of cool. It is not what it's supposed to look like at all, but I would do this like double normal. Yeah, it did double normal. Okay. So height does not have normal. This layer doesn't even need to exist. So this is going to be base. I'm not sure what I'm even using to even set what the values are. Well, let's go ahead and fix the helmet. I'm gonna do this. That's really the hardest part. I mean, I've done a lot of work with my alma mater. I went to SCAD, and you know, I try to look at students that like just graduated that need some mentoring. Like they're not, you're not going to graduate college and get an industry job in general. Maybe like the one or two best people in a class, and even they probably need some mentoring. But I'll let them hop on the project, teach them practical skills, and then they might work on the game for a year, 2 years, and then they're in the industry and they hop off the project. And I'm okay with that. That's really, even if this game fails, I really am happy that so many people have come through the project and got jobs. But the game dev forums, I think it's like gamedev.net, has been great for programmers. If you're using Unreal, the Unreal job forum met a lot of artists and a lot of people on there too. Recent graduates and the indie game promo group, and there's a lot of options. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a fill layer and mask color selection, and I'm going to pick this color, and I'm just going to like give it a pretty, yeah, something like that. And then material mode, I just want gold basically, and then I'm gonna basically make it look bronze, like a cartoon bronze, which is just oversaturated really. Let's see. I know there's a really good gold in here that I use for a lot of stuff. I really should have customized the bronze and then saved it. Pure gold. Yeah, this is actually pretty close to what I have on the... Okay. So I'm going to do another fill layer, mask color selection, and I'm going to pick... This is going to be tough because this mask kind of sucks. Because I really don't want this to affect the hair and the helmet and that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's basically like 3D texturing using... I actually really like it. This is going to be base armor, and this is going to be bronze. So I don't want it to affect this stuff, so what I'm going to do, this is a little trick, you can put it in a folder, and then on the folder I'm going to do add black mask, and then what you can do is there's a UV shell selector here, do UV chunk fill. I want it to be white where I click. So there we go. I can do it by UV shell and leave the face and hair out of it. And I don't actually want color or height or normal. I just want to change the roughness value. Oh no, I lied. I totally lied about that. I want it to be like somewhat metallic but pretty rough. No, but it's really... I bought it for $150, which is an amazing price, but Substance got bought by Adobe, so I think they went to very annoying monthly subscriptions. But I think if you click through their license options, you can still buy a perpetual. Um, I want perpetual license like every time. I really can't stand monthly subscription programs. They drive me nuts. So what I'm gonna do here, actually, I'm gonna try. I have this texture open. I'm gonna open it on another screen because I think Substance lets you eyedrop like from other windows. Because I want to get the make sure the green matches. So for base color, yep, lets me pick from other programs. Now the base color layer, I want to multiply. I think it is. Maybe not. I need to look at. Does this need to multiply? Yeah, this isn't picking up the colors very well. That kinda is. Oh, okay, so now I can do this, right. See, that would be exactly what I would want if it was green. Well, actually, that's what multiply should be. I actually like the way that looks. Not the blue, but Actually, I think I'm gonna hack this. I'm gonna set it to divide, and I'm gonna just go around the color wheel until it's green. So I want that like hand painted. Yeah, this kind of looks along the lines of. I'll have to run this through the filtering again, I think, but should probably save this. Kenshi textures, let's call this Kenshi my reskin 2020. So, all right, time for the skin. Now for this, I'm gonna try. Let's try just copying over these layers again. Or can I do like. Can I like convert these to a smart material or something? Oh yeah, forgot one more thing. What did I do? Okay, on the body they're like bronzy ties. That makes sense. fill layer, color selection. God, this is miserable. This color, this is like useless. Can I use any of these? Maybe, not really. I'm not sure why this view is even the view now. Now, do I really not have any masked version of this? That's dumb. Tablet time. I have no idea where my tablet pen is, but oh, there it is. Yay. Painting in some ropes. Because I do not have good masks for this thing. Oops. So what's going on, chat? You guys are quiet. Ask me things. Or tell me things. All right, there we go. Strings. And this is like definitely like fully rough. Like there's no. You can actually tell those are kind of crappy. So these were kind of like a bronzy color. We do. There we go. It's more or less what I wanted. Okay. Now I need the layers from my other file now, but I forgot how to do some of the stuff in here. Oh, there we go. So I can do this. I can do Yamai skin. Grab all of these and put them in here. And I can do create smart material Yamai skin. So now in here, Yamai skin. There we go. I had a bad layer. There we go. Welcome back. All right, Vane's time. He has a symmetrical face, unlike the other character. Again, this is one of the downsides of having a lot of different people do it. And no, I just poured water all over myself. That jug is gigantic. Gonna paint this hair back in a little bit. Something I'm going to do too here is I'm going to go to fill layer, add black mask, add those, then is there a hair in here? Either way, I can do All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for hanging out for a while and chatting with me. Hope to see you in a test sometime on a Wednesday or on stream again. Have a good night. Or day. I don't know what time zone you are in. Whichever one is more accurate. All right, I think this guy is ready. Is this is going to get converted. And I think the normal can just stay the same. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I might. By the way, everybody, if you're still here, it's getting a little late on the East Coast. Discord.gg/play Hanako is our official Discord. That's where playtests and events take place. If you want to play the game or get a key or something like that, go there. So export. I am going to do a quick Okay, let's go ahead and drop these in. Okay, the helmet's a little bright. Oh my god, that's annoying. There we go, it's better. So then what I need here is the Pat do. Yes, there we go. You're still using the old one. Well, that looks awesome. Yep, now the PBR on the helmet looks correct. And the face is all nasty. There's the Hanako counterpart. Let me do the ninja real quick. He should be pretty easy because it's just like his head. And I think I already have... Alright, maybe I don't have a ninja. Thought I did. I know I definitely have masks for the ninja, so that'll make him a lot easier. Oh, I already have a hatless ninja? So hold on a second. Did I already import that? I don't, but I totally can. I hate how long this takes. No, it shouldn't take that long. Oh, there is no mask for that. I'm gonna do something cool with this too. Do I really not have an ID for the head? Ooh, wait, do I have a Kage file for this? That would make it way easier. I didn't even think about that. How do I not have a... That seems like a mistake. Ooh, I do have one. Except, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to use the, yeah, part of the hair. Yeah, there's not really any masks for him. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do anyway. So what I'm gonna do is do a fill layer. That's just, I need like the original. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's literally no ID map. That's terrible. I guess I have to use that as ID. That's not great, but I can deal. Actually, that actually isn't too bad. So, there's smart materials. I can go ahead and drop you my skin in here. Then what I need to do is create a folder and put that in there. And I'll try this. There we go. I think I'm just going to be okay with this. This is a pretty simple one. So I imported these guys, and I'm going to bulk edit because I want them to have similar. Where's max texture size? These should all be 512 because they're small. They're head textures. Open these guys. This guy. Character. character spec, character normal, should be masks. One thing I do want to do to this though, It's gonna look so much cooler on this dude. So I need to come down to here and do head UMI. I'm going to call this non-ninja just because that looks kind of dope. All right, I think that so let's review the work for the night and then So we added icons to the mini-map for ritual sites. And then I moved on to start making the Yamai clan dudes. Skin tones more like kind of stony and sickly and awful, because that is their background. So some nice progress. There's one more thing I need to do. And that's I need head Yamai. And then for the ninja bot, alright, see you guys next time. Bartolone, hello. There's some last minute info on the game as I sign off for the night. Thanks for hanging out the last couple hours, guys. Have a good day, night, whatever. I'll probably see you tomorrow night. Probably around 11 p.m. start time.